Hello dear students and welcome back to K. Gutte's online lecture series. So you are here with myself Dr. K.W. Gutte, your course educator. The present video lecture deals with autobiographical text by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the architect of Indian Constitution. So first we'll talk about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and then we'll deal with first part of this autobiography in this video lecture. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was born on April 14th, 1891 and he was died on December 6, 1956. Dr. Ambedkar was born in an untouchable community known as Mahar at Mahu, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. He was 14th and the last child of Ramji Maloji Sabkar and Bhimabai. His family was from Marathi community and were from Ambewade town in Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. His father was a Subedar major in the army. He was educated at Satara and Bombay. He took his name Ambewade from his native village. He received his early education at Government High School Satara. He was a promising student and showed excellence in his studies. Dr. Ambedkar went on to become a distinguished economist, a learned and brilliant lawyer, an author, a great political leader, and a champion of human rights and dignity who inspired the Dalit Buddhist movement and campaigned against social discrimination against the untouchables. Dr. Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee of Indian Constitution. Hence, he was called not only as the architect of Indian Constitution, but also he is called as the architect of modern India. He was independent India's first law minister and founding father of Indian Republic. In 1990, the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, was posthumously conferred upon Dr. Ambedkar. He wrote several books, for example, Annihilation of Caste, Gandhi and Emancipation of Untouchables, What Congress and Gandhi Have Done to Untouchables, Who Were Shudras, and his writings and speeches that are published in several volumes. These books are of great help to know more about the practice of untouchability in our country. Now, we are going to talk about Waiting for Visa. Waiting for Visa is an autobiographical life story written by Dr. Ambedkar in 1935 to 1936. It consists of reconciliation drawn by Ambedkar related to his experiences with untouchability. The book has been used as textbook in Columbia University. Dr. Ambedkar was brought up in the environment of Orthodox Hindu family that was divided along religious, casteist, communal and regional lines. There are several instances which show a kind of humiliation and injustice faced by Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar, being an untouchable, saw the miseries of his fellow untouchables and also personally faced and experienced the same humiliation and difficulties that every untouchable had to face in those days. In school, colleges or institution, wherever he went, he was humiliated. Life had become unbearable for a self-respecting and foreign educated man like Dr. Ambedkar. This book is short compilation of terrible incidents faced by Dr. Ambedkar which impacted his life. Dr. Ambedkar talks very lucidly about challenges an untouchable faced while growing up. This is a collection of real incident from life of Dr. Ambedkar and a few others that are quite illustrative of the prevalence of this inhuman practice of untouchability, wherein Dr. Ambedkar asserts that a Savarna would rather be inhuman than touch and untouchable. Untouchability means pollution by touch of certain person due to their birth in particular caste. Among the many problems of our community faces the problem of caste discrimination, a system which has devalued the human dignity of Shudras and untouchables, is still prevalent. The untouchables continued to suffer for generations, which led Dr. Ambedkar to adopt a particular line of thought and action. So this video lecture will discuss his autobiographical text, Waiting for Visa, how he was suffered due to his untouchability, due to his caste, and how the so-called upper caste Hindu people, how they humiliated, insulted those people who were from the lower caste in contemporary Hindu society. इस वीडियो में हम जानेंगे कि डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर और तत्कालीन सो कॉल्ड निचली जाति के लोग जिन्हें हरिजन वगैरह कहा जाता था, उन लोगों को कैसे उनके साथ कैसे व्यवहार किया जाता था, इसके बारे में इसमें उन्होंने बताया है. दिस ऑटोबायोग्राफिकल टेक्स्ट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 6 पार्ट्स एंड दिस वीडियो लेक्चर विल डील विथ फर्स्ट पार्ट. और इस वीडियो लेक्चर में हम सिर्फ फर्स्ट पार्ट इसको हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. सो दिस हैज 6 पार्ट्स. वन इज childhood journey to Koregaon becomes a nightmare, and second is back from the west and unable to find lodging in Baroda. Third part is pride, awkwardness and dangerous accident in Chalisgaon. Fourth part of this autobiographical text is polluting the water in fort of Daulatabad. Fifth part is a doctor refuses to give proper care and a young woman dies. And the last part is about a young clerk is abused and threatened until he gives up his job. So these are the 6 parts in this autobiographical text. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss first part, that is a childhood journey to Koregaon becomes a nightmare. ये पर्टिकुलर जो घटना उन्होंने बताई है, ये कोरेगांव इस गांव के तरफ जाते वक्त उनकी जो यात्रा है तब उन्हें क्या क्या अनुभव हुए, इसके बारे में बताने वाले इस भाग में हम देखेंगे कि उनके साथ क्या क्या होता है. बचपन की उनकी कुछ यादें उन्होंने इसमें कही है, बताई है. सो द फर्स्ट पार्ट, अ चाइल्डहुड जर्नी to Koregaon becomes a nightmare. Our family came originally from Dapoli Taluka of Ratnagiri district of Bombay Presidency. From the very commencement of the rule of East India Company, my forefathers had left their hereditary occupation for service in army of company. So at the very outset he says that his family was originally from Dapoli Taluka of Ratnagiri district, and his forefathers left their traditional work and they have joined the East India Company. And They are not working as their hereditary occupation, and they are serving in East India Company in the army of company. And he says his father also followed family tradition and sought service in army. He rose to the rank of officer and was a subedar when he retired. So his father also worked in army in British East India Company at the time of Bombay Presidency, and his father was a subedar when he retired. On his retirement, my father took the family to Dapoli with a view to settling down there, but for some reason my father changed his mind. The family left Dapoli for Satara, where we lived till 1904. And after the retirement of his father, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's father, his father took his family to Dapoli and with a view to settle down there at Dapoli, but for reason he changed his mind and he left Dapoli for Satara, where he lived till 1904. और उनके पिताजी ने जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के आर्मी में वो काम करते थे, ब्रिटिश बॉम्बे प्रेसिडेंसी में एक सूबेदार बोल के वो सेवानिवृत्त हुए, और उसके बाद दापोली से उन्होंने अपनी फैमिली सातारा में शिफ्ट की. द फर्स्ट इंसिडेंट विच आई एम recording as well as I can remember occurred in about 1901 when we were at Satara. My mother was then dead. My father was away on service as a cashier at a place called Koregaon in Khatau Taluka in Satara district, where the government of Bombay had started the work of excavating a tank so as to give employment to a famine-stricken people who were dying by thousands. When my father went Koregaon, he left me, my brother, who was older than myself, and two sons of my elder sister, who was dead, in charge of my aunt and some kind neighbors. तो उनके जो पिताजी थे, उन्होंने सेवानिवृत्ति के बाद उन्होंने एक नई नौकरी शुरू की जो कोरेगांव, ये सातारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक प्लेस है वहाँ पे, जहाँ पे ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के तरफ से एक तालाब खोदा जा रहा था, और वहाँ पे उनको एक खजांची या कैशियर बोल के उन्हें वहाँ पे काम दिया गया था. और जो वहाँ पे सूखा पड़ा था, इसलिए ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने वहाँ एक तालाब या एक्सकेवेटिंग टैंक खोदने के लिए काम शुरू किया था, और उसी काम पे इनके पिताजी को एक खजांची या कैशियर बोल के वहाँ पे काम मिला था. एंड डॉक्टर अंबेडकर, हिज एल्डर ब्रदर एंड टू सन्स ऑफ हिज एल्डेस्ट सिस्टर वेर इन चार्ज ऑफ माई आंट एंड सम काइंड नेबर्स. और डॉक्टर बी.आर. अंबेडकर, उनके बड़े भाई या और उनके बहन के दो बेटे, इन चारों को उनके काकी के पास छोड़कर उनके पिताजी काम पर चले गए थे. माई आंट वॉज द काइंडेस्ट सोल आई नो, बट शी वॉज ऑफ नो हेल्प टू अस. शी वॉज समवॉट ऑफ अ डॉफ एंड हैड सम ट्रबल विथ हर लेग्स which made it very difficult for her to move about without somebody's aid. और उनकी जो aunt है, she was a dwarf and she had trouble with her legs, and that's why it was very difficult for her to move without somebody's help. Oftentimes she had to be lifted. I had sisters. They were married and were away living with their families. The sisters of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, they were married and they were living with their families. So cooking our food became a problem with us, especially since our aunt could not, on account of her helplessness, manage the job. Because their aunt could not prepare a food for them because she was not able to prepare because of her pain in her legs. And that's why after the marriage of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's sisters, these children had to prepare their food themselves. We 4 children went to school and we also cooked our food. We could not prepare bread, and they have to prepare food for themselves. We lived on pulao. They could not prepare bread. रोटी नहीं बना सकते और उनको खुद का खाना खुद बनाना पड़ता है, क्योंकि उनकी जो आंट है उनको पैरों में दर्द होने के वजह से वो काम ठीक से नहीं कर पाती, और उनकी बहनें जिनकी शादी हो चुकी है और वो अपने घर में रहते हैं. So these children have to make their food themselves, and they could made only pulao. They could not prepare roti or bread. So we lived on pulao, which we found to be easiest dish to prepare, requiring nothing more than mixing rice and mutton. क्योंकि पुलाव बनाना आसान है, कुछ गोश्त मिलाकर वो पुलाव बनाना उनको आसान लगता था. So they were preparing some pulao, just mixing rice and mutton in it. And his father, being a cashier, he could not leave his station or to come to Satara to see the children. And that's why he wrote a letter to these children and he asked them to come there for summer vacation. उनके पिताजी ने जो सातारा नहीं आ सकते उनके काम के वजह से, उन्होंने एक पत्र लिखा और उनको जो गर्मी की छुट्टियां है वहाँ उनके साथ बिताने के लिए उनको वहाँ बुलाया. एंड चिल्ड्रन वर एक्साइटेड. डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, हिज एल्डर ब्रदर एंड द 2 sons of sister were very enthusiastic to go there, very happy to go there, and they made preparations, new shirts of English make, bright bejeweled caps, new shoes, new silk bordered dhotis were ordered for the journey. So they have prepared all these things. उन्होंने नए कपड़े सिलवाए, नए सिल्क बॉर्डर की धोती, नए जूते, नए कैप्स वगैरह उन्होंने मंगवाए, और वो उनके पिताजी की तरफ जाने के लिए, कोरेगांव जाने के लिए वो तैयार थे. वो बहुत खुशी में थे. माय फादर हैड गिवन अस ऑल द particulars regarding our journey and had told us to inform him on which day we were starting, so that he could send his peon to the railway station to meet us and to take us to Koregaon. And his father had given all instructions, and he asked to write a letter when they are going to start their journey, so that he could send the peon or he can come there to receive them. Arrangements were prepared. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, his brother and the sister's sons, they were about to start. They left for Satara, and aunt remaining in charge of neighbors who promised to look after her. और उनके काकी की जिम्मेदारी उनके पड़ोसी को देकर ये कोरेगांव की तरफ निकल पड़े. ये 4 लोग वहाँ पे निकल पड़े. डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, his elder brother and 2 sons of his sister. And the railway station was away 10 miles from their place. So they could go there with Tanga to the railway station. We were dressed in new clothing especially made for the occasion, and these were very enthusiastic for that journey. They wore new clothes, new dresses, and he says, we left our home full of joy and amidst the cries of my aunt, who was almost prostrate with grief at our parting. और उनकी जो आंट है, काकी जो है, वो बहुत उदास है. When we reached a station, my brother bought tickets and gave me and my sister's son 2 annas each as pocket money to be spent at our pleasure. जब वो स्टेशन पहुंचे तो उनके भाई ने टिकट्स खरीदे और उन्हें बाकी बच्चों को 2 आना हर एक को उन्होंने पैसे दिए अपने मुताबिक खर्च करने के लिए, और उन्होंने अपनी यात्रा शुरू की और साथ में कुछ नींबू पानी की बोतल साथ में खरीद कर उन्होंने रखी. After a short while the train whistled and we boarded it as quickly as we could for fear of being left behind. और हमने जैसे ही ट्रेन की सीटी बजी वैसे ही हम ट्रेन में सवार हुए क्योंकि वो पीछे नहीं रहना चाहते थे. We were told to detrain at Masur, the nearest railway station for कोरेगांव, और उन्हें कहा गया था कि उन्हें उतरना है मसूर इस स्टेशन पे क्योंकि वही नज़दीकी स्टेशन है कोरेगांव से. एंड the train arrived at the 5 in the evening at the station of Masur and they got down with their luggage. And after few minutes all the passengers went to their destinations, to their homes, but these children were waiting for the father or the servant of father of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, but no one was there. They were waiting, and after some time the station master came there and he asked why they are still there on the railway station. Then the children told to the railway station master that they are waiting for their father or the servant of the father. और तभी उन्होंने बोला कि जब स्टेशन मास्टर वहाँ पे आए और उन्होंने पूछा कि अभी तक तुम क्यों नहीं यहाँ से गए, क्योंकि उनके जो नए कपड़े थे उससे वो लग रहा था कि दे वेर द चिल्ड्रन ऑफ ब्राह्मण. एंड एज अ टिपिकल हिंदू दैट स्टेशन मास्टर आस्क्ड about them, and Dr. Ambedkar immediately said that they are Mahar, and that's why that the expression of the ticket master has drastically changed, and he left for his room. He went in his room. Dr. Ambedkar says that as soon as he heard my reply, he went away to his room and we stood where we were. 15 or 20 minutes elapsed. The sun was almost setting. Our father had not turned up, nor had his servant, and now the station master had also left us. We were quite bewildered. The joy and happiness which we had felt at the beginning of journey gave way to a feeling of extreme sadness. When that Dr. Ambedkar said that they are from Mahar community, there was a strange feeling of repulsion to this station master. After half an hour, the station master returned and asked us what we proposed to do. We said that if we could get a bullock cart on hire, we could go to Koregaon, and if it was not very far, we would like to start straight away. There were many bullock carts playing for hire, but my reply to the station master that we were Mahars had gone round among the cartmen, and not one of them was prepared to suffer being polluted and to demean themselves carrying passengers of untouchable classes. We were prepared to pay double the fare, but we found the money did not work. और जब स्टेशन मास्टर कुछ आधा घंटा होने के बाद फिर से वहाँ पे आए और उन्होंने पूछा कि आप क्या चाहते हो. उन्होंने कहा कि कुछ बैलगाड़ी की व्यवस्था अगर हुई तो वो कोरेगांव जा सकते हैं, अगर अंतर कम है तो वो सीधा कोरेगांव की तरफ पैदल भी जा सकते हैं, ऐसा उन्होंने कहा. लेकिन जब उन्होंने बोला, डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर ने बोला कि हम महार कम्युनिटी से है, तभी ये जो बैलगाड़ी वाले जहाँ पे खड़े थे उन्होंने भी ये सुन लिया था। एंड नो वन वॉज रेडी टू गो विद देम, और कोई भी उनके साथ आने के लिए तैयार नहीं था। दे हैड द फियर दैट दे वेर बीइंग पोल्यूटेड बाय द टच ऑफ दीज चिल्ड्रन, और उनको ऐसा लगता था इन कुछ बैलगाड़ी वालों को कि उनके छूने से उनका धर्म भ्रष्ट हो जाएगा और ये अपवित्र हो जाएंगे, ऐसा वो सोचकर वहाँ कोई भी आने के लिए तैयार नहीं था। द स्टेशन मास्टर हु वॉज negotiating on our behalf stood silent and not knowing what to do. Suddenly thought seemed to have entered in his head and asked us, "Can you drive the cart?" और तभी स्टेशन मास्टर उन्होंने कुछ देर सोचा और उन्होंने पूछा कि कैन यू ड्राइव द कार्ट, क्या आप बैलगाड़ी चला सकते हो? फीलिंग दैट वॉज फाइंडिंग आउट अ सोल्यूशन ऑफ आवर डिफिकल्टी वी शाउटेड यस वी कैन, और उन्होंने बोला कि इमीडिएटली उन्होंने बोला कि यस वी कैन ड्राइव, हम चला सकते हैं। एंड विद दिस आंसर दैट within that answer we went and proposed on our behalf that we were to pay the cartman double fare and drive the cart, and that he should walk on foot along with the cart on our journey. एक बैलगाड़ी वाला तैयार हुआ और वो डबल किराया लेने के उपरांत वो तैयार हुआ और बच्चों में से एक कोई गाड़ी चलाएगा और वो नीचे से पैदल उनके साथ चला जाएगा, ऐसा उन दोनों में तय हुआ। They started journey at 6:30 at evening and they were all anxious to go to the Koregaon. The children asked the question to the cartman about the distance and the time they could reach to the Koregaon. This cartman assured that it would be not more than 3 hours. Believing in his word, the children were ready to go with the cartman, and they put their luggage into the cart and thanked the station master, and the journey started towards Koregaon. And not very far from the station there flowed a river. It was quite dry except at the places where there were small pools of water. The owner of the cart proposed that we should halt there and have our meal. We might not get more water on our way. We agreed. और उनकी यात्रा शुरू हुई। कुछ देर आगे जाने के बाद वहाँ से एक नदी के बाजू में वो ठहरे कुछ खाना खाने के लिए। किराए में से थोड़ा सा हिस्सा लेकर जो ये जो गाड़ी वाला है वो बाजू के एक देहात में जाकर खाने के लिए वो चला जाता है। They opened the tiffin from the basket and started eating. After eating something, they wanted to drink water, and one of them went to the pool of water in the river basin nearby. But that water was not worth drinking. There was a smell of cow dung and urine, and that's why they stopped eating and they were waiting for the cartman. और जब उनको भूख लगी थी और जब उस नदी के बाजू में आने के बाद उन्होंने जब कार्टमैन ने उनको बोला कि आप कुछ खाना खा लो, किराए में से कुछ हिस्सा वो लेकर निकल गया। और जब उन्होंने टिफिन खोला कुछ खाने के बाद, पानी के लिए वो जब नदी के कुछ गड्ढे में देखते हैं तो वहाँ का पानी पीने लायक नहीं था, क्योंकि उस पानी को बास आ रहा था, गोबर की बास आ रही थी, और इसलिए उन्होंने खाना बंद किया और वो इंतज़ार करते बैठे उस गाड़ी वाले का। कुछ देर बाद वो वहाँ पे आता है एंड दे स्टार्टेड देयर जर्नी अगेन, एंड फॉर 4 or 5 miles वी ड्रोव द कार्ट एंड ही वॉकड ऑन फुट। कुछ 4-5 माइल वो गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, एंड देन सडनली दैट कार्टमैन जंप्ड इनटू द कार्ट एंड टुक द रेन्स फ्रॉम आवर हैंड। और अचानक कुछ 4-5 माइल चलने के बाद गाड़ी वाला गाड़ी में आकर बैठता है, एंड दीज चिल्ड्रन वेर सरप्राइज्ड हाउ ही कैन चेंज हिज बिहेवियर, हाउ वन कार्टमैन could sit with them who has already refused to sit with them. because he had the fear of the pollution of his religion or something, to have set aside all his religion's scruples and to have consented to sit with us in the same cart. But we dared not to ask him any question on the point. We were anxious to reach Koregaon, our destination, as likely as possible, and for some time we were interested in the movement of cart only. 4-5 माइल चलने के बाद वो गाड़ी वाला अचानक गाड़ी में आकर बैठता है। कुछ देर पहले ये गाड़ी वाला इनके साथ बैठने के लिए तैयार नहीं था। उनको लगता था कि उनका धर्म भ्रष्ट हो जाएगा या वो अपवित्र हो जाएगा, लेकिन अचानक से कोई आजू बाजू में नहीं है ऐसा देख के वो गाड़ी में आकर बैठता है। और बच्चों को लगता है कि अभी उसने ऐसा क्यों किया, लेकिन उनको वहाँ पे कोरेगांव जाने की इच्छा ज़्यादा थी और इससे पूछने के बजाय वो शांत रहना उन्होंने पसंद किया। बट सून देयर वॉज अ डार्कनेस ऑल अराउंड एंड देयर वेर नो स्ट्रीट लाइट्स टू रिलीव द डार्कनेस. There were no men or women or even the cattle passing by to make us feel that we were in their midst. We became fearful of the loneliness which surrounded us. Our anxiety was growing. We mustered all the courage we possessed. We had travelled far from Mysore. It was more than 3 hours, but there was no sign of Koregaon. आगे चलने के बाद अंधेरा हो गया था और कहीं पे भी रास्ते में भी कोई उजाला या रोशनी नहीं थी. नो स्ट्रीट लाइट वेर देयर एंड कोई भी वहाँ पे या आदमी या औरत या कोई जानवर वहाँ पे उन्हें नहीं दिखाई देते और उन्हें अभी वो अकेले महसूस कर रहे हैं. और कुछ उन्होंने हिम्मत जुटा के उस गाड़ी वाले को पूछा कि कब तक वो पहुँच जाएंगे मसूर रेलवे स्टेशन से कोरेगांव तक. इट वॉज मोर देन 3 hours बट देर वॉज नो साइन ऑफ कोरेगांव. क्योंकि लगभग 3-3.5 घंटे हो चुके हैं लेकिन अभी भी कोई अता पता नहीं है कोरेगांव का. एंड देर अराउज अ स्ट्रेंज थॉट विद इन अस. वी सस्पेक्टेड द कार्टमैन इंटेंडेड treachery and that he was taking us to some lonely spot to kill us. We had a lot of gold ornament on us and that helped to strengthen our suspicion. We started asking him how far Koregaon was, why we were so late in reaching it. He kept on saying, "It is not very far, we shall soon reach." It was about 10 at night. Then finding that there was no trace of Koregaon, we children started crying and abusing cartman. Our lamentations and wailings continued for a long time. The cartman made no reply. और अंधेरा होने के बाद इन बच्चों में एक शंका उत्पन्न हुई और उन्हें डाउट आया कि ये कहीं उनको सुनसान जगह ले जाके उनको लूट कर, क्योंकि उनके पास बहुत सोना था, गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट्स थे, पैसे थे, और कहीं उनको कहीं ले जाके मार देगा या उनसे उनकी जान ले लेगा और कुछ पैसे वगैरह लूट के वो चला जाएगा, ऐसा उन्हें लगता है. इसलिए वो उनको पूछते हैं, गाड़ी वालों को पूछते हैं कि कोरेगांव कब तक वो पहुंच जाएंगे, अभी तक क्यों नहीं पहुंचे. और लगभग अभी रात के 10 बज चुके थे और कोरेगांव का कहीं पे भी नामो निशान नहीं था. इसलिए उन्होंने रोना शुरू कर दिया, लेकिन गाड़ी वाला बोल ही रहा था कि कुछ देर बाद कोरेगांव आ जाएगा, लेकिन कहीं पे भी उस गांव का अता पता वहाँ पे नहीं है. सडनली वी सॉ लाइट बर्निंग एट सम डिस्टेंस. द कार्टमैन सेड, डू यू सी दैट लाइट. और तभी उनको दूर एक जगह पे रोशनी दिखाई देती है और गाड़ी वाला बोलता है उन्हें, डू यू सी दैट लाइट, दैट इज अ लाइट ऑफ अ टोल कलेक्टर, वी विल रेस्ट देयर फॉर द नाइट. और उस गाड़ी वाले ने बोला कि वो जो रोशनी दिखाई दे रही है वो टोल कलेक्टर की है, चुंगी नाके की है, और वहाँ पे हम रात बिता सकते हैं. वी फेल्ट सम रिलीफ एंड स्टॉप्ड क्राइंग. हमें थोड़ा सा ठीक लगा और हमने रोना बंद किया. द लाइट वॉज डिस्टेंट एंड we could never seem to reach it. It took us 2 hours to reach the toll collector's hut. और हमें फिर भी उस जगह पे पहुंचने के लिए लगभग 2 घंटे लगे. The interval increased our anxiety and we kept on asking the cartman all sorts of questions as to why there was delay in reaching the place, whether we were going to the right road or not. Ultimately, by the midnight, the cart reached the toll collector's hut. It was situated at the foot of a hill, but on the other side of the hill. When we arrived, we saw a large number of bullock carts there, all resting for the night. We were extremely hungry and wanted very much to eat, but again there was a question of water. So we asked our driver whether it was possible to get water. He warned us that the toll collector was a Hindu and that there was no possibility of our getting water if we spoke the truth, and said that we were Mahars. He said, say you are Mohammedans and try your luck. और डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर बोलते हैं कि हमें उस चुंगी नाके पे पहुंचने के लिए 12 बजे, जब वो रो रहे थे और उन्हें लग रहा था, डर लग रहा था कि ये कहीं ले जाके उनको मार न दे, लेकिन वो एक जगह पे रोशनी दिखाई देती है. वो चुंगी नाके की रोशनी है जहाँ पे बहुत सारे गाड़ी वाले रुके हैं रात के लिए. और वहाँ पहुँचने के बाद उन्हें बहुत भूख लगी है, ज़ोरों से भूख लगी है. उनके पेट में चूहे दौड़ रहे हैं. उनके पास टिफ़िन है, लेकिन फिर से वही सवाल उनके सामने है कि उनके पास पानी नहीं है. उन्होंने गाड़ी वाले को पूछा कि क्या उन्हें पानी मिलेगा, लेकिन उन्होंने बोला कि वो जो कलेक्टर है, टोल कलेक्टर है, वो एक हिंदू है और वो आपको सच बताने के बाद पानी नहीं देगा. तो आप उन्हें बोलिए कि आप मुसलमान हैं और आप देखिए कि आपको शायद पानी मिल सकता है. On his advice, I went to the toll collector's hut and asked him if he would give us some water. He asked, who are you? I replied that we were Muslims. I conversed with him in Urdu so as to leave no doubt that I was a real Muslim, but the trick didn't work and his reply was very curt. Who has kept water for you? There is water on the hill if you want to go and get it. I have none. With this, he dismissed me. I returned to the cart and conveyed to my brother his reply. I don't know what my brother felt. All that he did was to tell us to lie down. बैलगाड़ी वाले के कहने पर उन्होंने झूठ बोला, फिर लेकिन झूठ भी वहाँ पे काम नहीं आया. और जब उन्होंने उनके भाई को बोला कि पानी वहाँ पे नहीं मिल पाएगा, तो उनके भाई ने बोला कि ठीक है, अभी सो जाओ. The bullocks had been unyoked and cart was placed sloping down on the ground. We spread our beds on the bottom planks inside the cart and laid down our bodies to rest. Now that we had come to a place of safety, we did not mind what happened, but our minds could not help turning to the latest event. There was plenty of food with us. There was hunger burning within us. With all this, we were to sleep without food. That was because we could get no water, and we could get no water because we were untouchables. Such was the last thought that entered our mind. I said, we had come to a place of safety. और उन्हें उस दिन पानी नहीं मिला और वो सो गए. बैलगाड़ी के नीचे उन्होंने बिछौना बिछाया और वहाँ पे वो सो गए. लेकिन उन्हें भूख लगी थी, पेट में चूहे दौड़ रहे थे, उनके पास टिफ़िन भी था, डब्बा था, लेकिन पानी नहीं होने के वजह से वो कुछ खा नहीं पाए. वो भूखे पेट वहीं पे उन्होंने वो सो गए. Evidently, my elder brother had his misgivings. He said it was not wise for all of us to go sleep. Anything might happen. He suggested that at one time two should sleep and two should keep watch. So we spent the night at the foot of the hill. और उनके भाई ने उनको बोला कि हमें सभी को एक साथ नहीं सोना चाहिए, कि हम चारों में से दो कुछ देर सोएंगे और उसके बाद फिर दूसरे दो जागते रहेंगे, क्योंकि उनको लगा कि सभी एक साथ सोना खतरे से खाली नहीं हो सकता। और इस तरह उन्होंने वहाँ पे रात बिताई। अर्ली एट 5 in the morning our cartman came and suggested that we should start for Koregaon. We flatly refused. We told him that we would not move until 8 o'clock. We did not want to take any chance. He said nothing, so we left at 8 and reached Koregaon at 11. तभी सुबह 5 बजे वो गाड़ी वाला आता है और उनको उठाता है कि हमें यात्रा शुरू करनी है, लेकिन वो मना करते हैं। उन्होंने बोला कि हम सुबह 8 बजे निकलेंगे। उन्होंने उनकी यात्रा 8 बजे शुरू की और 11 बजे वो कोरेगांव पहुंचते हैं। His father was surprised to see them and said that he had not received any intimation from them. Then Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said that they have sent a letter, but subsequently it was discovered that the fault was of that servant of the father. He had received the letter, but he had failed to give it to the father of Dr. Ambedkar. जब वो 11 बजे वहाँ पे पहुँचते हैं कोरेगांव में, तब उनके पिताजी को आश्चर्य लगता है कि उन्होंने कुछ खत वगैरह नहीं लिखा। तो डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर बोलते हैं कि उन्होंने तो खत लिखा है, लेकिन बाद में उनको पता चलता है कि उनका जो सर्वेंट है उन्होंने उनको दिया ही नहीं, वो देना भूल गया। एंड दिस इंसिडेंट in his life, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's life, is very important, and I was a boy of 9 when it happened. He says I was a boy of 9 when this thing happened in his life, but it has left an indelible impression on my mind. Before this incident occurred, I knew that I was an untouchable, and that untouchables were subjected to certain indignities and discriminations. For instance, I knew that in school I could not sit in the midst of my classmates according to my rank, but that I was to sit in corner by myself. जब ये घटना घटित हुई कोरेगांव की यात्रा की, तब वो 9 साल के थे। उसके पहले डॉक्टर अंबेडकर को ये पता था कि अछूत लोगों को कुछ अपमान और भेदभाव सहना पड़ता था, क्योंकि स्कूल में वो अपने बराबरी के साथियों के साथ नहीं बैठ सकते थे, उनको अकेले कोने में बैठना पड़ता था। और वो जानते थे कि उनको एक बोरे पे बैठना पड़ता था, और वो बोरा वो स्कूल का जो चपरासी है वो नहीं उठाता था, उनको खुद वो बोरा घर लेके जाना पड़ता था और दूसरे दिन फिर लाना पड़ता था। दिस वॉज द एक्सपीरियंस एट हिज स्कूल। While in the school, I knew that children of touchable classes, when they felt thirsty, could go out to water tap, open it and quench their thirst. All that was necessary was the permission of the teacher, but my position was separate. I could not touch the tap, and unless it was opened for it by touchable person, it was not possible for me to quench the thirst. स्कूल में ऊंचे जाति के लड़के, उनको जब प्यास लगती थी तो मास्टर जी से पूछकर नल पर जाते थे और अपनी प्यास बुझाते थे। लेकिन डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर की बात अलग थी, क्योंकि वो नल को छू नहीं सकते थे। उनको मास्टर जी की इजाज़त के बाद चपरासी को उनके साथ आना पड़ता था, या चपरासी नहीं है तो उनको प्यासा ही रहना पड़ता था। If the pune was not available, I had to go without water. The situation can be summed up in the statement, no pune, no water. तो अगर किसी दिन वो चपरासी नहीं आया तो उनको बिना पानी के रहना पड़ता था। At home I knew that the work of washing clothes was done by my sisters. और घर पे ये जब छोटे थे तब उनकी बहनें उनके कपड़े धोते थे, कोई धोबी उनके कपड़े धोने के लिए तैयार नहीं था। That there were no washermen in Satara, not that we could not afford to pay the washerman. Washing was done by my sisters because we were untouchables, and no washerman would wash the clothes of untouchable. उस वक्त वो किसी धोबी को पैसे देकर कपड़े धो सकते थे, लेकिन कोई भी धोबी उनके कपड़े धोने के लिए तैयार नहीं था. द वर्क ऑफ कटिंग our hair or shaving the boys, including myself, was done by our sister, and who had become quite an expert barber by practicing the art on us. धोबी के बाद नाई जो उनके बाल काटने वाला है, वो भी उनके बाल काटने के लिए तैयार नहीं था, पैसे देने के लिए तैयार होने के बावजूद, क्योंकि वो एक अछूत थे और इसलिए उनकी बड़ी बहन ही उनके बाल काटने का काम करती थी. लेकिन ये जो घटना है कोरेगांव यात्रा की, दैट इट वाज इम्पैक्टेड ऑन हिज माइंड because it was a very difficult situation in his life, that he could not go there and he could not drink, and that's why they had the tiffin with them, but they have to sleep, they have to spend their night hungry. All this I knew, but this incident gave me a shock such as I had never received before, and it made me think about untouchability, which before this incident happened was with me a matter of course, as it is with touchables as well as untouchables. ये घटना उनको झकझोर देती है क्योंकि ये एक बहुत बड़ा सदमा था, and he think that it is because of their untouchability, and these people were discriminating because of their caste, and they were humiliated, they were insulted by the people, even of the barbers and that washermen and the cartmen. They think that these are from the lower caste and they are not liable to have with him even in the cart, and they could not sit with them like other human being. So it was a very realistic story conveyed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in his autobiography, Waiting for Visa. This is the first part of Waiting for Visa, his autobiography. In this first part, he has given an account of his journey to Koregaon and how he faced problems because of his caste and untouchability, how the people humiliated Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and how he could not eat even they had the tiffin with them, and they have to sleep hungry at that night, and the man that at the railway station no cartmen were ready to carry them in their cart, and they were thinking that they would be polluted. Even the toll collector didn't serve them water, and they have to spend their night hungry. So these are all incidents I have mentioned by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in his first part of autobiography, A Childhood Journey to Koregaon Becomes a Nightmare. So in the coming videos we'll discuss part 2, part 3, part 4 and part 5 and part 6 one by one. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, you can like, you can share this video, and do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Have a nice day.